Yo guys, welcome back to King Oles. And yes, a massive card for December 23rd is apparently in the works. And honestly, it's massive, massive night of boxing this would be. And probably the card of the year as well. Possible fights being named and possible names on the card as well. So obviously we first look to our main event, Anthony Joshua versus Otto Wallin, which could be happening. This is getting reported by Michael Benson as well, who is a fairly reliable source, and Raphael. So, we've got some good sources here being able to actually report on this as well. So, Anthony Joshua and Otto Wallin as main event. I think it's a solid main event, Anthony Joshua and Otto Wallin. I feel like Otto Wallin would definitely be able to cause Anthony Joshua problems. I do think it is a dangerous fight for Anthony Joshua, but that's why it's interesting. That is why it's interesting. But I do feel like Anthony Joshua can get the win in this fight, but it's going to 100% be difficult. Otto Wallin, a tough, tricky southpaw. AJ has struggled against southpaws such as Usyk and stuff in the past. But I feel like I feel like this is a winnable fight for AJ, but I feel like Wallin could also win this one as well. But I feel like it's a very, very, very exciting fight, and I feel like this is probably the most good and probably the best and most unpredictable fight on the card. Honestly, Wallin getting a good win last time out. AJ's on 2 back-to-back wins, so. Yeah, and hopefully after that knockout against Hellenius, AJ starting to gain confidence after that win, after that knockout win. So, yeah, surely it's interesting. And Wallin's on a good streak as well. Put up a good performance against Fury when they fought. It's interesting. It's a really good and interesting fight. Wallin can box well. AJ's improving well on his overall game. So I feel like it's definitely a really good and solid, fascinating fight, Anthony Joshua and Wallin. As of now, as an early prediction, I'd go with Anthony Joshua. Okay, next up, obviously, co-main event, Deontay Wilder versus Joseph Parker. Good fight. I feel like it's a good comeback fight for Deontay Wilder, obviously being out for a while, over a year. It's an interesting one. Obviously, we know Wilder's got that big knockout punch factor. Obviously they say the last thing you lose is your power, but is Wilder kind of losing it a bit? Like, is Wilder going to be on the decline? I don't know. It's certainly a real interesting topic to see if Wilder is kind of declining a bit. I don't know, because he's getting old now, taking time out. Parker can win this fight. He can. Everyone has a chance at heavyweight, but I don't back Parker to win. I'm backing Wilder to win. I think Wilder wins this one. Parker, I feel like, will be outboxing Wilder, but he's eventually going to get caught when he comes in. I feel like, everyone can see that coming from a mile away. Wilder, I feel like Wilder wins this in 6 rounds. Yeah, I feel like, Parker's 100% in the decline, not as good as he was. Put up a good performance in his last fight though against Keno, to be fair to Parker, but no, he's not beating Wilder. I feel like that's pretty obvious, in my opinion. Wilder's winning this one in size 6. Parker's going to get caught. He's going to be able to win the fight, but we're going to see something come from a mile away because Parker's not going to be moving his head enough. So yeah, Wilder will win this in size 6. He just hits too bloody hard, and Parker won't be able to take it. Like, Parker was known for having a good shin, but eventually, we got stopped by Joe Joyce. Wilder's won that in 6. Okay, then we got interesting one again: Dimitri Bivol versus Richard Rivera. Bivol wins. It's hard not to back Bivol to win a fight at the moment, and then hopefully we will eventually be able to get to see Dimitri Bivol versus Arthur Beterbiev. I feel like it's an interesting one. Bivol's probably going to be able to get a unanimous decision or a late stoppage probably in this one. But yeah, Bivol's certainly really exciting to watch as well. Richard Reeve's a good opponent for him as well. So I feel like that's certainly going to be an interesting fight. But Bivol, I feel like a few levels above though. I feel like Bivol and Beterbiev are both, fairly quite levels above the rest of the light heavyweight division. That's what I think. But yeah, Bivol's winning this. He'll be able to, outschool, outbox Richard Rivera. get a unanimous decision win or late stoppage. That's why I think for Bivol. Bivol wins this. Next up we got Filip Hrgović versus opponent to be confirmed. I want to think who that opponent could be. Who could that be? I have a feeling Filip Hrgović might fight Manuel Shah. I have a feeling Filip Hrgović and Manuel Shah are on this card, to be fair. That's what I think. Filip Hrgović and Manuel Shah. Who wins that fight if it happens? Filip Hrgović, in my opinion. It's going to be good to get Hrgović on the card, though. Like, Hrgović, he needs to look good and needs to be entertaining, whoever he's fighting on this card. He's boring to watch, hasn't exactly looked great in his last couple of performances, Filip Hrgović. So, we need to see a good, solid, fairly good knockout here and a good, convincing win as well for when Hrgović fights, if he is on this card. So, yeah. Anyway, next up, we've got Daniel Dubois versus Jarrell Miller. Interesting fight again. Miller will probably be on the juice for this one 100%. He shouldn't even be allowed to fight. Doesn't deserve the payday, Jarrell Miller. Everyone else on this card deserves the Saudi payday apart from Jarrell Miller. You just can't support these guys on the juice, really. There's just no excuse for it. So I hope Dubois knocks him out. I think Dubois will. Jarrell Miller, he just plods across the ring slowly. Yes, Miller does hit hard, but Dubois is way more well-skilled. He's got good timing, made a good name for himself in the... put up a decent name for himself in the Usyk fight when Dubois fought him. I feel like Dubois wins this fight. I feel like Dubois can make easy work out of this as well, actually, even if Miller is on the juice. I feel like Dubois wins this in 5 rounds. I honestly do. I feel like Dubois will just really go for the body of Jarrell Miller. Miller would just plod across the ring, slow his movement, slow punches, but he does hit hard. That's the only thing Miller's got. Dubois is way more skilled. Dubois wins this in 5. I see him absolutely schooling Miller. Anyway. So, Dubois wins that in 5. Next up, Frank Sanchez versus Junior Farr. Frank Sanchez wins this fight fairly easily. Farr got, knocked out cold in the first round by Lucas Brown. Frank Sanchez wins this. Probably in, 3 or 4 rounds, Frank Sanchez beats Junior Farr. Yeah, Frank Sanchez wins that, no doubt in my mind. Good to see Frank Sanchez on the card. Next up, Magomedov is on the card against to be confirmed. Who will he fight? I'm assuming it'll be someone in the WBC. Will it be Ajaba? I mean, Ajaba's only recently just fought, but I feel like if Ajaba does go for this fight, he'd take it for the payday anyway. It's good to see Magomedov on the card anyway. Obviously, we saw him on the Fury and Ngannou card, put up a great performance for himself. Certainly a great fighter to watch, Magomedov. Real good power in his hands. Really well skilled as well. Good, solid all-round fighter, Magomedov. So, it'll be exciting to see him on the card. Oh, and then possibly Jaya Patea. Jaya Patea on the card. That's an interesting one again. Obviously, he's the number 1 cruiserweight right now, without question. Jaya Patea. Who would he fight? I have no idea, to be honest. I have no idea who he'd fight, but it'd be good to see Jaya Patea on the card, though, 100%. But look at this card. It'll be very fantastic if it happens. Great heavyweight action with, obviously, Jaya Patea at cruiserweight as well. What a card this is. Oh, and Bivol and Rivera at light heavyweight. But what an amazing card this is, though, if it happens. It's got to happen. We need to really see AJ and Wallin and Parker and Wilder. And we need to see Bivol on the card as well, hopefully. And I would like to see Dubois and Miller. There's some great fights on this card. It'd be really interesting. Hopefully it happens. Anyway, I'm getting this video here. Thanks for watching the video, King. I'll speak to you in a bit. Thanks for watching. Peace out.